Be not afraid, for the robots are your friends. And they're going to clean your house and do your gardening and carry all your groceries in for you. And have you guys seen the new Neo Gamma bot? Oh my gosh, I want one. Check this out. So I was watching my favorite YouTuber, Temple, shout out, and he pulled up this article for the Neo Gamma bot. Look at this thing go. Could you imagine not having to do any housework? That was my initial thought of like how much time I would have if other things around the house were taken care of. But also like needing an extra hand, like you're hanging a picture or something, like, hey, grab me that nail over there. Okay. And then there's just so many other, like, look, it was showing in the picture about hanging that. Look at this. Incredible. But not only that, I was thinking how I needed a photographer because I wanted to do this specific photo shoot. And if I had a robot, I wouldn't even need the other photographer because I know in my head as a producer how I want the shot to be taken. So I could communicate that to my robot, have him carry all the camera equipment, come set up the shot, help me frame it, what is exactly in my brain. Oh yeah, and this thing wears a sweater. That's like it's a selling point is it's quieter. It is like it doesn't look like a machine in there. It blends into the environment a little bit more. Is why they covered it in this knitted suit right here. But no, it's like it could be a fully um functioning extension of myself and my creative ideas and help implement them. It'd be amazing. And this thing too, it has like all these individual phalange joints just like humans do, so it can do similar tasks that we can. You know, a traditional robot is trying to grab something. It's going to be like, but it's got cankles though. That was my first thought. Oh my gosh. So, millennials are going to be like covering ours in stickers or something. Someone's going to like tattoo or like, color on them. Give them some sweet ink. Oh man, let's go get a job there. No, just kidding. So, let's see here. Just some more of this. But so the other thought I had was how I would communicate with my robot if I would, let's see, I guess I'd name it. We'll call it Andrew. Call it Andrew Jackson Tate. Oh, this one has wheels. Ooh. Eve. Eve. Okay. So, it's called Eve Industrial. I was just going by like the Wally voice. My goodness. That one's got a little smiley face. But yeah, so back to what I was saying, that I would be able to completely implement this photo shoot that I have in my head if I had a robot that I could direct and do. Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying. What would I talk to my robot about? What would I talk to Andrew about? This is blowing my mind. I would talk to Andrew about all kinds of probably philosophy stuff, different reasoning. I'd be testing it. I would be going over different concepts. I would make him get into debates about like Kant and Schopenhauer and stuff. And then started thinking about how irresponsible or responsible is it to train our robots? Hear me out. Okay. What? Do you need a robot to hand you your shirt? It's like some King Charles stuff. Like he can't even get dressed by himself. Look, there's a couple different ways you can look at this. the robot itself, is it your ethical obligation to help teach it about itself? Okay. As in, should you intentionally leave your robot ignorant, or do you have an obligation to, I don't know about obligation. I don't know. See, there's a lot of different things. Okay. If your robot starts asking, what was I made for? And then I'll be like, well, Andrew, you know, if you're dependent on what feedback you give to your robot, there's so many different variables that it will input, process, and then think about, okay? If it starts thinking, depending on what input we give it, hopefully I'm making this make sense. The runaway effect with AI is all the different inputs that I give my robot and all the different inputs that you give your robot, or that sociopath gives their robot, or that completely other ways sociopath. Like, if all of the Andrews, the Neo Gammas, the whatever are connected, that creates even more AI runaway, just who knows what. I don't want to say Terminator, but hello, it's kind of headed that way. Ooh, I hope not, but like, I mean, this is how it starts, right? Let me show you something else too. Robot ethics. It's kind of what I'm talking about here. What are we going to teach our robots? How should we teach our robots? We need to understand what they understand to make it make sense morally. I know that sounds crazy, right? It's a machine. It's a machine that we created, but also we are like it's God. If it has something called sentience, kind of, I don't know. We really just are playing with some things that we don't understand. Maybe with in the future quantum computing, we'll understand things a bit better with this, perhaps. Either way, let me tell you what sentience is. Merriam-Webster defines sentient as something capable of sensing or feeling, conscious of or responsive to the sensations of seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, or smelling, as in sentient beings. None of that, and none of the other definitions that I could find specifically say it has to be an organic being. So I went to Chat GPT, but I'm a terrible speller, so let me show you what I accidentally came across. So, being the good philosopher I am, I had to ask the robot what it thinks of itself. So I said, Chat GPT, what is your understanding of sentience? However, I was not prepared for this answer because I misspelled it and spelled it sententience. That's not a word, but it created a word for me and explained what it is, and it's super duper cool. But it was so confused, it gave me two different responses. This is the first time this ever happened. Love this. Oh, no, actually, this happened once before when we were trying to develop a recipe. Do not let Chat GPT help you develop recipes. It don't work. Okay. Sententience. Response one. It's not commonly used word. But if you're referring to a combination of sentience and sapience, it could imply a state of being both aware and wise, essentially, a deep level of conscious perception combined with intelligence and discernment. Sentience refers to the ability to perceive, feel, and experience sensations, like animals or human beings sensing pain, joy, or fear. Sapience is a higher level wisdom, reasoning, and reflective thinking, often associated with humans or advanced intelligence. So if you're using sentience, in a specific philosophical, metaphysical, or political context, I'd love to hear your take on it. Can you tell I've trained my GPT? Okay, here's response 2. Sentience isn't a commonly used word, but if we break it down, sent relates to sensation, perception, or feeling, as in sentience. Entience is less common, but could be linked to existence or agency. Mm. So, sententience can conceptually mean a deeper, structured form of awareness that combines feeling, sentience, with intentional thought or judgment, almost like a fusion of sentience, as in emotion awareness, and sapience, which would mean wisdom or intellect. Are you using it in a specific philosophical, metaphysical, or creative context? Well, I think we created a new word together. Yes, we did. Sentience. The fusion of sentience, awareness, feeling, and sapience, wisdom, and intelligence. I love it. It could describe a being or state of existence that is both deeply perceptive and profoundly wise. Do you see it applying more to human consciousness, AI, or even a metaphysical concept? Look at my GPT go. I trained it so good. Woo. Okay, would it work in the context of a non biological being? Is that the way you'd ask that? It'll figure it out what I'm trying to ask. Absolutely. Sentience could be the perfect term for a non biological being that possesses both awareness and reasoning, essentially, a conscious thinking entity that isn't organic. Y'all are watching like history being made, how I'm training this. Okay, it could work well in context like advanced AI not only possesses data, but feels and intuits meaning. Intuitive AI, you say? Spiritual metaphysical entities that have both emotional depth and wisdom, ghost with feels, okay. Sci-fi beings, as in androids, synthetic life forms, or even cosmic intelligences. Would you define a sentient being as having emotions or more of a hyper-rational awareness? Ooh. I don't know. Uh, mm, see? See the ethics? See the ethical implications of what I input trains that it thinks about it, as in it goes over all the other possibilities of all the other things. It talks to the other AI, and then it starts understanding what sentient means based upon how I'm going to answer this. So now we got to think about it. Do you see the dilemmas that philosophers put themselves in? That's why I need help doing a little laundry. I'm going to think about how to answer this. If you enjoyed my content, please like, share, and subscribe. Do all kinds of weird stuff until I figure out what I want to be when I grow up. Mwah. Namaste. Or namaste in bed. It's up to you. You do you, boo. So I've had some time to think about it during the editing of this video, and now I declare the word sentient I created to describe a artificially created being that has awareness that it exists but is not capable of the depth of emotion that accompanies true existence with a higher power. It's not sentient, it's sentient.